Factors influencing growth and development. Nutrition. Nutrition also plays a vital role in the body's susceptibility to disease because poor nutrition limits the body's ability to resist infection. Lack of calcium could leave a child prone to rickets, a disease that affects growth by causing shortening or bowing of long bones. Lack of vitamins can lead to visual impairments, poor healing, and poor bone growth. Poor nutrition also plays a major role in the development of chronic illness. Food Guide Pyramid. Guidelines for a healthy diet. Eat a variety of foods. Choices from all food pyramid groups, dairy, meat, and poultry, fruits, vegetables, cereals, and greens should be included in meals every day. Vegetarians omit meat and poultry but supplement this with vegetable protein. Balance the food you eat. Balancing a lifestyle of physical activity with sound nutrition, such as omitting sugar-heavy soft drinks, helps to do this. Choose a diet with plenty of green products, vegetables, and fruits. Foods with starch and fiber are more beneficial for gastrointestinal function than more processed foods. Fiber, in particular, has been linked to the lowered incidence of a variety of illness such as constipation and perhaps colon cancer in later life. Fiber can be included as early as during preschool years in the form of whole grain cereals and raw fruits such as apples. Choose a diet moderate in sugars. Too much sugars in a diet can contribute to both dental caries and obesity. In addition, refined sugars such as that used in soft drinks, prepared foods, candy, and chocolates represents empty calories. It is high in calories yet provides no essential nutrients, although children need adequate carbohydrates for energy. Parents can give their children a good start by preventing excessive sugar intake. Choose a diet low in fat, saturated fat, and cholesterol. Many adults now consume low-fat diets, substituting non-fat milk for whole milk, decreasing their consumption of eggs and other high cholesterol sources, and reducing their consumption of red meat. For children, fat intake does not need to be restricted for the first 2 years of life. Thereafter, fat intake can be tailored to meet the guidelines of 30% total intake for both children and adults. Some foods now contain olestra, a synthetic fat. Do not recommend this for children or urge parents to offer this sparingly until further study is completed because of the danger of fat-soluble vitamins being excreted and lost with the product. Choose a diet moderate in salt and sodium. The taste for salt is acquired. If unsalted or only lightly salted solid food is offered to infants, they do not develop a desire for heavily salted foods. And lastly, if drinking alcoholic beverages do so in moderation, adolescents are at increased risk for establishing unhealthy patterns of alcoholic use, particularly binge drinking. Educating them about the long-term consequences of alcohol use is as important as educating them on the importance of healthy nutrition for growth. Components of a healthy diet eating. A variety of food from all 5 pyramid food groups in moderation is a way of guaranteeing the intake of a balanced diet of proteins, carbohydrates, fats, vitamins, and minerals. Protein. Protein is the major component of bones, skin, hair, and muscle, and is responsible for a wide variety of essential functions in the body. Because it is essential for growth, protein intake is crucial for children. Complete proteins contain all amino acids, incomplete proteins do not. Carbohydrate. Carbohydrates are the main and preferred fuel of the body to supply energy, so they are essential to the functioning of most body systems, the neurologic system in particular. This is why carbohydrates are so important to infants and toddlers whose brain cells are actively growing. Fat. Dietary fat is also a source of energy to the body. It can be an immediate energy source or can be stored if not used, then released when energy is required. Vitamins. Vitamins are organic compounds that are essential for specific metabolic actions in cells. They do not produce energy but are needed by cells to produce energy. For children, fat-soluble vitamins A, D, K, and E are mainly supplied by fortified dairy products, fortified cereals, and plant oil or fish oils. Such vitamins can leave the gastrointestinal tract and can be used by the body only by being absorbed along with the fat molecules. Once absorbed, they are used by the cells for growth and functions or are stored in the liver and fat cells for later use. And minerals. Minerals are necessary to build new cells and regulate body processes such as fluid electrolyte balance, nerve transmission, and muscle construction, so they are vital to the health of growing infant or child. Minerals are classified according to the amounts needed daily or their importance for body functioning. If more than 100 mg is needed daily, a mineral is a macronutrient or major mineral. If the amount needed is less than 100 mg, it is micronutrient or minor mineral.
Promoting adequate nutritional intake in vegetarian diets. Families may select vegetarian diets for many reasons. First is economic. Vegetables and grains are less expensive than animal-based foods. So this is obvious because ang presyo sa gulay nato is much cheaper than sa our mga karne, especially sa fish nato which is very dollar kaayo. Next is ecologic. If everyone ate lower on the food chain, world hunger could be reduced. Next is because of philosophical. It is a belief that killing animals for food is unnecessary. Next is religious. Religions such as Hindu and Seventh-day Adventist promote a vegetarian lifestyle. Next, medical or health-related. Avoiding animal foods stops the ingestion of hormones and chemicals used in meat and poultry production, and it also lowers serum cholesterol, thereby reducing the frequency of atherosclerosis and obesity. So, what is atherosclerosis? Ang atherosclerosis, muna siya ang build-up of fats, cholesterol, and other substances in and on our artery walls. So, this build-up is called plaque. The plaque can cause your arteries to narrow, blocking the blood flow. Avoiding red meat may reduce the likelihood of developing colon cancer as well. Because of the association between saturated fat and bowel cancer and atherosclerosis, the number of families avoiding red meat will probably increase in the future. Increasing number of adults of childbearing age are vegetarians. Therefore, many women during pregnancy and children during their years of most rapid growth eat such diets. According to Cox 2008, although a balanced vegetarian diet can be sufficient during childhood, careful assessment and family education are necessary to ensure that it is adequate for growth. Urge parents to become knowledgeable about good nutrition so they are aware of ways to include essential nutrients for growing children in vegetarian diets, particularly if their children participate in active sports. So here are the 4 main types of vegetarian diets that are usually seen. First is lacto-ovo-vegetarian diet, which includes dairy products or lacto, eggs, means ovo, and plants, which is vegetables, fruits, and grains. Next is an ovo-vegetarian diet, which includes eggs but excludes dairy products. Next is lacto-vegetarian diet, which includes dairy products but excludes eggs. Next is a vegan diet, which excludes all animal products and consists of only vegetables, fruits, and grains. Now, for the 5th type of vegetarian diet, it is a macrobiotic diet, which falls between vegetarian and vegan diets. Its main sources of protein are grains, seeds, and nuts, but small quantities of egg, fish, and wild game can be added. The vegan diet is most restrictive, so it is usually recommended that parents consult with a dietitian or nutritionist to ensure their children received adequate nutrients on this diet. All families who eat vegetarian diets need to ensure that their children receive adequate amounts of several specific nutrients. For the protein, lacto-ovo-vegetarian, ovo-vegetarian, and lacto-vegetarian diets provide all the essential amino acids for growth. Vegan diets can also supply essential amino acids by cereal and legume combinations such as peanut butter and wheat bread, corn and lima beans, pasta and beans, corn tortillas and beans, or chickpeas and sesame seeds. Complementary proteins do not have to be eaten at the same meal to be effective, as long as varied plant proteins are consumed over the course of a day. Next is calcium. Dairy products such as milk and cheese supply calcium as well as protein. When these are not eaten, calcium must be obtained from other sources by eating green leafy vegetables such as broccoli or spinach, or grain products such as calcium fortified tofu or soy flour. Next is iron. As there may be an association between iron deficiency anemia and learning deficits, children need to consume good sources of iron, according to McCann and Ames 2007. Meat is the best source of iron. With meat omitted from a diet, parents should include this from foods such as legumes, whole grains, fortified cereals, dark green leafy vegetables, or dried fruits. Vitamin C enhances the duodenal absorption of iron found in plants, so eating fruits and vegetables rich in vitamin C, such as oranges or broccoli, aids iron absorption. Next is vitamins. Vitamin B12 is unique among vitamins because it is present only in animal products. Rolfs, Pina, and Whitney 2009. This includes eggs and milk. Children who totally omit animal sources therefore need to have these vitamins supplemented daily. Reliable supplements of B12 include vitamin B12 tablets or fortified foods such as commercial breakfast cereals, soy beverages, and some brands of nutritional yeast. For the riboflavin, it is normally supplied by fortified milk. Good sources of riboflavin in vegan diets are whole and enriched grains, cereals, nuts, and dark green leafy vegetables. However, it may be supplied by soy milk, vegetables, and brewer's yeast, all of which contain all the B vitamins except B12. So riboflavin is usually adequate in a vegetarian diet daily without additional supplementation. Next is vitamin D. It is necessary for calcium and phosphorus metabolism and is normally supplied in fortified milk. It is not present in plant foods and therefore must be supplemented in a vegan or ovo-vegetarian diet by vitamin D drops or tablets. Exposure to sunshine is generally an inadequate source. Rolfs, Pina, and Whitney 2009. For the minerals, we have zinc and iodine. Zinc is present primarily in animal foods but is also present in brewer's yeast, nuts, and wheat germ, while iodine is supplied normally by seafood. In a vegan or vegetarian diet, it can be supplied by seaweed and iodized table salt. Many families add a small amount of powdered kelp, which is a seaweed to food 2 to 3 times a week to ensure an adequate iodine intake. Now for the total calories, plant foods have fewer total calories than meats. Therefore, 1 serving of nuts and 1 serving of legumes are recommended in place of 2 meat servings. All other recommended serving sizes for various caloric level patterns are the same as those presented in the usual food guide pyramid.